It could have been those carrots that he got from the Easter bunny.
And you all right? As you go out in the business world and you have to say, oh, here's my top salesman, Dave. Dave, I'd like to...
That's all, folks.
John, are you going home tonight?
Engineer by education. I have a BS degree in mechanical engineering. I own what I call the Ghetto Engineering Company, which is primarily a machine shop. I do machining for other companies. And as more or less a hobby and an interest, I've been on the city council and elected as mayor and city council for a number of years. In fact, this year is election time. I'm up for re-election. The first Monday after the first Tuesday is election day for primary election in October, and the first Monday after the first Tuesday in November is the general election. I'm sure you've all been studying about the Constitution over the last couple of months, that it is our 200th anniversary. And in fact, coming over here today, I was listening to the hearings they're holding about Ward, who has been appointed by the president to serve on the Supreme Court. You can license cats. Cats are, if you have a cat, you know they're different than dogs. And the cats make up their own minds, and it'll be pretty hard, I think, to enforce. It's hard enough to enforce dog license. I think all the surveys that have been taken of dogs in this area, Minneapolis, Minnetonka,
The 6th grade is about to embark on a voyage to the state capitol, where we will be going to the state capitol.
Another word for me. Ethnic or ethnicity. What is it? Let me put it this way. What is an ethnic group? That's a real tough word to describe it, and if you can't define it, don't feel bad. Historians have a hard time. I defer to it. We could have culture. Yeah. You're absolutely right. That is the key word. Same nation, do you suppose you share some traditions and ways of doing things?
Yes.
A language, perhaps?
Yeah, they're called ethnic groups because they have different characteristics and different languages and different things like that.
Now we're getting at ethnicity. That's what ethnicity is. You said Catholics were not an ethnic group. If you're Catholic,
get started doing that. Come on inside.
Well, it's not ever high. You guys I will! Yeah! Dominoes! Yeah, why did you don't want to get too close. We sound
All those things. Okay, well, we'll be talking a little bit about the history of the state. We'll also be talking a little bit about how the Constitution, you've been studying that, how that fits in with what you're going to see here today, and also just about this building. And then it's a beautiful day, so if you test to see who could design the best state capitol. Who won the contest? Cass Gilbert, right? Cass Gilbert won the contest. He was just a young architect getting started at the time. Very good. And he also designed the very first skyscraper in the world, the Woolworth Building in New York. And he designed several other state capitals. But this is where he got his first big starts. He's always very partial to this building and very proud of this building. Begun in 1896 and completed in 1905, and they haven't had to repaint the ceiling since then. L'Étoile du Nord, it means Star of the North, and we're the only state that has a French motto. Anybody, any ideas why we might have a French motto in Minnesota? From any history that you remember about Minnesota? Because of the early French explorers and fur trappers who came to Minnesota. Also up in this archway, you're going to see the theme of the decorations throughout the Capitol, which is the Minnesota state symbols and products. And what is a state flower, by the way? We see that state flower up there. Anybody know? The lady slipper is a state flower, and also we can see corn and wheat and other products in Minnesota. Minnesota. Because when we became a state in 1858, at that time we were the farthest state north. What's the farthest state north now? Not Maine. Anybody else? Any ideas? Yes.
Alaska.
Alaska is now the farthest state north. Okay, very good. What do you think they might use the rotunda for? Anybody? Any ideas why the rotunda is here? Anybody? Just by looking at the space and the way things are furnished and designed, sometimes you can tell what's going on.
Turn around and look at the painting over here. I'm going to cut through you here. The man right behind him is Governor Ramsey. He was the first governor of Minnesota when it was a territory. And then after Minnesota became a state, he was our second governor. You can always know him if you see him in pictures. Great, big, heavy sideburns. And if you look right underneath him, the man with the little bullhorn hat is Chief Watch.
Marble from Greece, each one is hand-turned, each one took 6 days to do. There are 366 of them in the Capitol, no two are exactly alike. And then if you look up at those big pillars, how much do you think they might weigh? Anybody, any ideas? Heavy that big. You'll notice there are 3 pieces. They had to ship them in 3 sections. Judicial branch, isn't it? Mm-hmm. What are the duties of the judicial branch? How do they fit into this?
To provide the punishment.
Okay, they enforce the laws. They enforce the laws. They don't make the laws, but they enforce the laws that have been made. And also they do one other thing. They interpret the laws. Maybe sometimes they might pass a law and somebody might decide that it's unconstitutional.
So the governor, we have a separation of powers in our system.